Hi, hello, welcome to Dusty Shop, where bad decisions are rabid and planning is lacking. So, don't do what we do. Well, you could try it. Have fun with it. You know, do the YouTube stuff. Click like and subscribe. Alright, thanks. Well, alright, hello. Well, as you can see, we forgot to turn on the mics. So, we'll do a little, voiceover action here. So, we got George here, and he and I we are troubleshooting. We got ground. We missed a ground something. So kind of what we're doing here is we are trying to find all of our ground wires, make sure they're hooked up, make sure they got good connections. Other thing we did too is we have like all the relays and all the good stuff for the Holley fuel injection and sensors, and we put electric fans on this thing and all kinds of stuff. So I have a big terminal strip, two of them, ground and hot, right there where I'm working on the driver's side inner fender. So what we're doing there too is we're cleaning all that up and making sure everything's hooked up right. Big ground coming all the way from the battery up to there. Another ground running from, that ground point to the engine. So that way, we have good grounds all the way through. We're also trying to finish mounting some of the other sensors. We've got a couple of sensors underneath there, like the oil. One of the oil sensors is not hooked up, so we'd like to try to get the old truck started with, may not have the drive shaft and the transmission hooked up, but we want to start her up and listen to it in the truck. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. Kind of tidying up some things, redoing some stuff. So we'll kind of zip through this real quick, and all right. So here we go. Okay, so what we got here is I am going to do some like amazing or crazy hillbilly or genius plumbing on the oil sensor. So I have two oil sensors I need to install back here. I've got no room, big fat wire harness, all kinds of goodies back there. So I come up with, like I said, it's either hideous or genius. I don't know. You have to choose. When you see it, you'll think of it as one way or the other. But it took me a little time to get all this plumbed in and set up right where you can plug the sensors in and they work. And it took quite a bit of little fittings to get it to get the angles I wanted, so the sensors wouldn't get ruined when you're torquing up on the engine or get snagged on anything like that. So yeah. Here I go, and George is still working on some of the lights and grounds, cleaning up connections, all that kind of fun stuff, which I think for a while here we're going to be doing a lot of it, just going back over, make sure we got good connections. The type of paint I used on this thing, it's like heavy equipment paint, so all that black's got this heavy equipment paint. It's thick, the truck will never rust. But you also can't get a ground through it to save your life because, that stuff is just thick. So, we'll continue on with that. And, here's George trying to get a connection on something. So, and then here I am trying to finish up my monstrosity back there so we can get the oil sensors in it. So when we fire this thing up, we're not shooting oil clear across the shop and painting the ceiling with it. So like it to stay in the truck and not all over outside. There's enough oil on the floor and everywhere else on the shop. Don't need no more. So, we'll zoom through this. Okay, so what George there is in his hand is the ground rail for all the grounding of all of our electronics. Fortunately, our little bracket we made there on the fender was just a little too tight for the wiring, so George went in there and fabricated up a little extension piece. Looks nice, it's clean. Give us a little more room between the positive and the negative side of things for all of our wiring. And so he's been working on right now is getting that thing mounted up on the bracket we've got in there right now, and we'll start cleaning up some of the wires and hook everything up and start making that look a whole lot prettier than it did. Kind of looked like a rat's nest of spaghetti and everything else, and then just kind of throwing things together. Now we're going to clean everything up, start making it look a lot better. We know things are starting to work. Kind of. Work on some more grounds. That's all we seem to be messing with right now is our biggest fight, because we took everything apart. We gotta make sure everything's got grounds, because everything wants a ground. So here we go. So we'll watch George real quick as he zips through here and gets this thing mounted up. So yeah, let's then start running. So we just got done as we fast forwarded through all that. George is finishing up mounting that negative terminal and a little extension deal there on the side. We're adding a few more wires, some more grounds and whatnot to the system so that we can get her kind of cleaned up. And yeah, we're moving right along. I said it's wiring, so it's not really exciting at all. But yeah, it's progress on the truck. Trying to get her to run. So, all right. Like I said, now we're kind of discussing what to do next. So we're going to put the truck back up in the air and take a look underneath, because we still got to run fuel lines and stuff like that. So we've got some flexible line. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to get our line back up, because as we're climbing all over this thing, this sits on skates and it moves. So we're going to pick her up and take a look underneath there and figure out what we're going to finally do on the fuel line situation, and check for grounds. More grounds. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to run through this. We're going to pick her up, take a look underneath, figure out some more stuff with the good old fuel system, and yeah, that. So here we go.
you 100% sure about that?
No.
Alright, so here I am, and I'm talking with George, and so we have been chasing grounds and doing all that other stuff, so we're gonna do something different. So we decided we're gonna hook up the halo lights, just as, you know, he bought them, we're gonna see how they look. So here I am, I'm gonna finish wiring this up, and we're gonna take a look and see how the halo lights turn out. So hang on as I'm, jabbing with George. Probably should have turned the mics on. Then I wouldn't have to do this. But here I am. I'm in it. So I am. What that is I've got the douche, whatever they're called, connectors. So we're putting those in on the halo lights. Or I am wiring those up so that we can unplug it and dismantle the truck with nice fittings or electrical connections and fittings and stuff. So that's what I'm doing right there. We're just wiring them up, a couple plugs on the lights, and we'll run through this real quick and see how they look. Alright, so as you can see here, well, actually I'm kind of fast forwarding through this part. They don't blink that fast. Oh, there they are. There's the halo lights. They're hooked up to the hazards, the flashers right now. George wanted them to work on the turn signals and flashers, so I think we're gonna change our mind. We might go we're gonna try to, we're gonna wire them up where they're running lights and turning signal lights to flash just like the new cars. So yeah, there's both sides. I'm gonna sit down and try to figure it out. I'm just gonna sit down and do it. And here we go. Here's a look in the inside. There is the Holly and the Dakota gauges. We've showed any pictures of those up to this point. So those are. And yeah, very cool. So now we're back to where the lights are, and that's about the right flash rate for those lights. So yeah, and so we're that's where we're at this point in time. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode of Grandpa Stroker. We're getting close to doing some other cool stuff. Get the engine all fired up, hopefully soon. Got a few more, a little bit more of this here beloved wiring, and then we'll light the fire and get the EFI running. We gotta do some fuel lines, do something on that, run all the fuel lines and stuff, and figure out why the turning signals, find that ground on them turning signals so we can get that to work right. And so thanks for watching, and catch us on the next one. Alright, thanks.